because this is real. This is not a game. And I hope that people who are, you know, you're thinking about quitting your 9 to 5 and you're betting on yourself is not a game. It is not easy. It is scary. It is exciting. You will cry. There are just so many aspects to it. And when you sit in the realness of this is the life I want to build for myself, you feel it and you're like, whoa, there is a lot of power there, and there's a lot of risk there, there's a lot of discomfort there, but I want to sit in that discomfort to see what I can do with God. And yeah, my older self had to look at the newer version of me and say, you know what? I've got her here. I've got her here. So I'm gonna let you have her, because I no longer serve where she's going. And that struggle, that internal struggle, y'all, I'm telling y'all, quitting your job and doing this shit is hard. It's gonna do something to you. It's gonna do something to you. I was not expecting to cry. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl mogulinthemakingJ, or just Jasmine. And this is the first day of Vlogmas. This is the first day of Vlogmas. This is the first day of Vlogmas. Yeah, we're done with that. But this is day 1 of Vlogmas, and I am super excited to be kicking off this month, this series, this season. Y'all hold me accountable. I'm doing 20 days, not 25, because I need some time to be a human. But the first 20 days of December, every single day, there'll be a video posted on my channel. It'll range from sit-down videos to vlogs to reaction videos to, you know, mukbangs with my mom, taking y'all on the journey for me getting my driver's permit, because I might be 24 years old without a license. Mind your business. But it's gonna be a range of things that are happening in my life and just mindset pieces. And so, yeah, I'm really excited to share this with you. Now, I might be looking down a lot because y'all, I got prepared. All right, this Vlogmas, this should tell you how committed I am. And y'all, ignore my busted hands. They got wounded via the nails that I just got. And so it's not looking good for me. Your girl has written everything down. Every single video, save for like a vlog or a reaction video, I've thought through with bullet points and notes and numbers and subpoints, because I want to make sure that I'm adding value to you all and not just kind of bullshitting, you know, just like kind of being on here. I talk a lot, so y'all, no, I can't change it about my nature. I talk a lot, but I want to make sure that I get to the points. So if I look down, that is what I'm looking at, because I want to make sure that I'm getting everything to you all. This is the 4-month I quit my job update. It has not all been peaches and roses. It has been a journey with highs and lows, major mental epiphanies, mindset changes that I have undergone that are part of this update that might resonate with some of you who have also quit your job recently, or for those of you who are, you know, thinking about it, or who are beginning to create their exit strategy and you want to know, you know, what is the reality? What is the thought space of someone who has been going through that process? If that is something that interests you, definitely keep watching, and do not forget to comment, like, subscribe, share this video, y'all. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I think that we can do it. But I'm not gonna hold on anymore. Let's get into it. Stage 1 is a weight was lifted. I was tired in new ways every single day for weeks. And when I tell y'all tired, I'm talking about a type of tired I've never experienced before. Like emotionally exhausted. emotionally exhausted, and it was not one of those things that sleep could fix. Like, yes, sleep was an important process, but it was the type of tired that slows you down, right? And forces you to have to pause, forces you to have to be still and be very, if you choose the healthy way, to be present with your feelings. You just let go of a 40-hour occupation of time every week of your life, and a lot of the toxic behavior of the workplace that you had to survive and persist through, which we'll talk about in the 2 bullet points. You're fine, like the mental moment where you said that is enough, that was energy that's expended that goes far beyond running a mile, doing 20 push-ups, you know, going to the gym, getting your workout, because you know these girls like to tussle. Yeah, no, it was tired. And I still have some tiredness to some degree, but nothing like the first month, I will say, of tiredness. But I appreciate that because it has pushed me, catapulted me, punted me into having some honest conversations with myself that I can say the person who I was in July is very far from the person that I am today. Now, part of that stage is that I didn't realize the amount of burnout I truly had. Being constantly in survival mode meant my body was tricked into thinking it had more energy than it did. So I kind of already touched on this, right? On the mental or emotional exhaustion, but the physical exhaustion was a lot too, y'all. Like, you are in survival mode while you're in your 9 to 5. You're putting aside your feelings for the greater task of the workplace. You know, HR is not set up to protect you, but to protect your job. And Lord knows that I went through some bull crap, right? In regards to my very toxic workplace. And, you know, I've gone back and forth as to whether or not I'm going to share that story, but y'all just know it's so wild that I can't even talk about it. Yeah, but the survival mode, the clenched jaw, the shoulders raised, like letting go of that, it just revealed, wow, I was really in that rat race, really on that hamster wheel, and just thinking about that was tiring. The second is it was emotional AF. Like, I was a cry baby. I was out here tears. I was out here, you know, smiling one second, boo-hooing the next, watching we're gonna talk about the TikToks later on, but watching TikToks and just falling apart, and then laughing, and then just having conversations with my parents or my mom in ways that I had never before, because I literally felt like I couldn't hide behind this thick barrier of resilience anymore, because why? I let go of something so big that I was obligated to, that when I let that go, a lot of the other things that I was faking the funk or holding in, they were like, well, why hold us in? You better let go. You better let go of that negativity that's not serving you, Jasmine. And, you know, my emotions won. I will say, y'all, this is the year where my emotions have won the battle, and I'm not mad at it. What's next? Feeling antsy. So I quit my job, and for disclaimer, y'all, while I had my full-time job, I had 4 other streams of income. If you've been watching my vlogs, which is a silent plug to watch, you know, my previous vlogs, I do a lot of independent contracting with higher education, so like with universities, which have me traveling to Boston quite a bunch, and I also work with a school in LA, and so those were 2 separate, you know, contracts with universities that I had at the same time working my full-time job, as well as running my own business, a consulting business for, you know, debate. My entire life has been to run debate, to coaching and, you know, debate and research, analysis, and all this stuff for the past 10 years of my life. So, but I had other streams of income. And so for someone who is thinking about their exit plan, I would highly suggest to, before you begin the process of quitting, what are your interests? Diving really deep into that, and what are you interested in creating a kind of passive income stream or an active income stream that you can use some of your time to go towards after you're done working or before the workday starts, or the passive, where can you start learning a skill or learning an industry that doesn't require you to put as much active work into it, which is like, y'all, I'm so excited for the investing side of my life that's about to happen. Brand new, but it's time, because these bank accounts ain't doing nothing for us. It's like, what's next? What's next? And so this big 9-to-5 chunk, the big granddaddy, right, of my income, gone. The big stressor that occupied my mental state, gone. So I'm a person, subpoint A, that was definitely in this wheel of toxic productivity culture, right? That if I'm not producing something, if I'm not working, you know, all the time and showing myself that I'm working and showing others that I'm working, I'm not doing anything. And therefore, I didn't feel as though I deserved to have things because I'm not doing anything to get those things, right? Like rest was like a privilege. I'm like, oh, why rest? Like rest means that I'm not doing enough, or it made me really have to be by myself. And I think that that's a large part of what the toxic productivity culture does, is that it distances you from having to be present with yourself, do your mental health, your mental wellness check-ins, and just being still and being okay with, if you had no worldly possessions attached to you, just being okay with you and being at peace. Toxic productivity culture means that you do not find peace. It means that you build pieces for other people. And I was antsy, I was jumpy about it. I was like, what do now? Like, there's guilt associated to rest. And that is something that I think we should all break from, because everything that we are doing has been indoctrinated and socialized into us. It is not natural, right? The 40-hour workday was built by Henry T. Ford, right? For the automobile industry to drive the capitalist system, because he assessed that citizens or folks working 40 hours a week would help produce cars at a productive rate to fill his pockets, right? And so it was not some like, oh, 40-hour work week is the autonomous life-giving relationship. It's like, nah, this was built to put some more money in the top 1%'s pockets, and we are not to ask any questions, and if we do, we should suffer, and that is messed up, right? So as a pointer, right, we've been indoctrinated to think that productivity and working is our only option. And if we're not doing that, it's guilt, it is a privilege, it is us not, you know, getting into the grit of, you know, our society's culture. And that is a good thing if you were letting that go, because it was not meant for you to have to do. C is needing distractions, yo. Man, the amount that I have been on YouTube, and I ain't perfect, so this is not a story about how I overcame, but rather a story of what I am doing and how I am observing the things that I am doing, right? Distractions on YouTube, on TikTok. Like, I just needed things that I didn't have to process myself. And so that was a big part, just TikTok. I am only on number 2, y'all. Wow. D is that I forced myself to, so in response to all of these things, and like the distractions, the feeling antsy, the not wanting to be alone with myself, just needing to be constant go, because I didn't want to accept the fact that I let go of, you know, the thing that had my mind racing, is that I forced myself to have multiple days at a time of doing absolutely nothing. And it was hard, y'all. And I recognize that this is such a blessing, right, that I have become increasingly grateful for to this day. Yo, I will have days where I get out of bed, I come to the couch, I read a book, I cry, do some TikTok, cry again, and DoorDash. I'm gonna call myself out. DoorDash too many times. We gotta put that down because we gotta get into this gym and get this body together and this mental state right. But that's what I had been doing. That's what I have days doing. I'm getting better now because my focus and my perspective is it's somewhere now. But I forced myself to not dude, I'm not gonna cry, but this is, we're not crying. Why? Cause I told y'all I be getting emotional for no reason. But as I was writing all this stuff down today, I really did think about how much of a blessing not having to do a lot of things was. And yes, a lot of emotional downturns did occur, but I had the space to be sad. You know, and be honest with those feelings, to be honest with not being okay, instead of having to push them aside or into a cupboard and work, and then maybe find the time to circle back to them. It is a blessing, and it is something that we all are owed. We are owed that, all right? We are owed that time to fall apart, owed that time to just be happy at the small things, to find peace. You know, this ain't a sermon, but it just, woo. Stat stage 2. What's next? Absolutely nothing, or whatever came my day. Like that's been the what's next stage of the 4 months that I was going through. I moved back with my family. This was a interesting one. Not because that wasn't the plan anyway, because my lease, at the same time that I quit my job, my lease was up. So thank goodness for that, right? So I didn't have to pay this California rent while also not having a job. I did plan it out, and yeah, I planned it out. So I moved back with my family for budgeting and saving reasons. Like I said, y'all, I do have my business plus 2 of my contracting roles, and so I wanted to make sure that I was saving a lot of that money to prepare me for my next move. And my next move I'll talk about when we get there. You know, literally when we get there. I don't want to say everything out loud yet because that's, you know, personal. It's for me. Even though if you watch the vlogs, you can put some pieces together. B was there is no privacy, y'all. I can't. What did Ariana say? I just got a new apartment. I'ma get the floors wet. I will get whooped if like the floor's wet. So I'ma roll around this bitch naked. There ain't no rolling naked nowhere. There is always someone here. So that has been fun. C is a hard transition. Like, I'm an adult, I'm 24 years old, and I'm living with other adults, you know, and it's no longer the era of, you know, I'm a kid, and so whatever you say, it's yes, 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 or that I'm not going through my own things or building my own lifestyle and livelihood for myself. It's now 3 adults in the same space where, yes, this is not my home, and there is a level of respect to give to someone else's space. But it's balancing but I'm not a kid anymore. Like, what are these things? How do we negotiate? And it's definitely not been perfect. Better with the increased maturity that I've experienced with just like letting things go or walking away. Walking away has been my tool. Walking away, like, could expend energy on this conflict? Not gonna, because then it's gonna disturb my peace, and my peace is too valuable. Entrepreneur things. Y'all, I got in my bag. So I've been traveling a lot for my independent consultant work. I think there's like 3 vlogs of me going back to Boston. And then also, like I said, with my business, really been working on contracts for that and growing it. The B is that I've been switching my perspective on entrepreneurship, right? These side hustles became not side hustles, became, oh crap, these things have to pay my bills. Like, yes, I live with my family, but I still have student loans to pay. I still have my apartment. We don't talk about it, but I still have things to pay. I think my phone bill to pay. Just all these things to pay, right? That my family's not gonna pay for. I've got groceries to pay. I don't ask my family for like diddly squat thing, and they know that. They're like, bitch, you can get your own stuff, so power on to you. I'm like, even the apple juice? Yes, even the apple juice. I don't drink apple juice though, but like, you know my point, like the small things. So I'm in charge of spending like my money on that, so I had to make something to live. So yeah, my entrepreneurial things, like that's where I am. I've accepted that I no longer am wanting the 9-to-5 life. I want to be my own boss. I want to set my own hours. I want to have the freedom. I want to buy my mom a house very, very, very soon, right? And it's like, how can I do those things while maintaining my peace? How can I do those things while helping build a legacy with and for my family? Ooh, Tia, why are we getting emotional? Calm down, counselor. But yeah, like the vision has become so clear for non-negotiable entrepreneur taking the reins of my life. And then D is like thinking about what comes next. And that because I accepted that I don't want to go back into the workplace as a 9-to-5, what the heck does that mean for scaling up the business, right? So the things that I want don't match what I'm making right now. And some of the decisions that I'm making very, very soon means that some of the things that I'm currently doing aren't going to exist, you know, in a few months. So it's like, all right, so you want to not be in a 9-to-5, but what are you going to do next so that you don't have to do that? And y'all, the leap of faith for what is to come for me in the next 4 months, I am so scared about, you know, because this is real. This is not a game. And I hope that people who are, you know, you're thinking about quitting your 9-to-5 and you're betting on yourself is not a game. It is not easy. It is scary. It is exciting. You will cry. There are just so many aspects to it. And when you sit in the realness of this is the life I want to build for myself, you feel it and you're like, whoa, there is a lot of power there, and there's a lot of risk there, there's a lot of discomfort there, but I want to sit in that discomfort to see what I can do with God. And yeah. Number 5, 23 minutes. Wow. It's my birthday. So I was 23 and I turned 24 in September. I'm a Virgo. I know nothing about the stars. So yeah, but what am I saying? Yeah, so I turned 24 in September and I decided, sub point A, I love how I'm saying, like, I'm going in and out of sub points, not sub points, whatever, is that spontaneous travel has become a really big thing for me. So for my birthday, I booked a first class, who the frick am I, flight to Mexico. So not even in the States, I went out the country. I said, you know what, we are gonna be, why am I about to cry? I'm really, like I'm really reflecting on these past 4 months and how proud I am of myself. And I'm actually very excited that y'all are watching. You get to watch this moment. Like, yeah, but I booked a trip to Mexico, and for me, why did I do that? I just wanted to do something for myself. And like, what do I mean by that statement, right? I was never the person, and this is gonna get to like the money thing in a second, but I've never been the person just to spend money like that, because I'm always thinking about obligations. I'm always thinking about my family. I'm always thinking about, you know, just no, because y'all grew up broke. I don't want to be broke again. And I'm like, you know, being someone who's been pretty successful, you know, relative to where I come from, ooh, being broke again, no thank you. I'm gonna keep this money over here and not do things. But that mindset was not really serving me anymore, because it meant that I wasn't honoring myself. I wasn't buying clothes for myself. I wasn't thinking about myself as an investment. I was thinking of myself as a liability. I was a liability, and I was not operating in I know y'all have heard a lot on TikTok, my higher self. And so I booked that trip as though I was my higher self, looking at once I finally got to Mexico. And y'all, when I said I went all out, like if you watch the vlog, the Tulum Solocation vlog, you'll know. Like I got a luxury resort room for a night, and then I went to Cancun for one night, and then, you know, luxury travel to Tulum, a luxury boutique villa. Like, I wasn't looking at my Amex, all right? The Amex, I'll just swipe, 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 swipe. We'll deal with it, we'll handle it when we get back, and ladies and gentlemen, we did have to handle it when we got back. But it was one of those, my feet are in the sand, I'm staring at the ocean, and it was, I did a heart ceremony. Like, Tulum, something really special happened in Tulum. Something really, really special took place. And it wasn't like the beautiful, like, oh my gosh, yes, da, da, da. It's like something in me shifted. I was, like I said earlier, being present with my feelings. I think that my old self and my higher self, or my new self, they met each other. And I think in the older version of me had to let go. Had to look at what I've done for myself to get to where I got, you know, like, Rich, you did that for yourself. Nobody paid for any of that shit for you. You did that. And so my older self had to look at the newer version of me and say, you know what? I've got her here. I've got her here. So I'm gonna let you have her. Because I no longer serve where she's going. And that struggle, that internal struggle, y'all, I'm telling y'all, quitting your job and doing this shit is hard. It's going to do something to you. It's going to do something to you. I was not expecting to cry. I'm glad I'm getting this on camera though. Like, this is real-ish. Ooh, y'all, I gotta film a whole video. So we gotta calm down. I hope that y'all are enjoying. Subscribe, vlog in my life. Yeah, Tulum was a shifting point for me because it showed me where I'm headed, but it also revealed what I have to let go. And I had a hard time because there's wounds there, right? There's wounds. And they came up in Tulum. They came up, but I had a screaming match in the ocean where I was just like, this pain that I am feeling does not belong to me anymore. I released it in the waves, you know, hitting my skin. It felt like it was like taking it from me, you know, because that water is warm. That water is nice, you know. I'm not an ocean person, you know. So I'm like sharks and scary jellyfish. But that water, good, because you could see clearly it's not too deep. It's perfect. Y'all should go. The boutique that I stayed at, beautiful, beautiful people. But it felt like a cleanse, and it felt just like, it just felt like I was being heard, and that I truly did something for me that I didn't even know I was doing for myself fully until I was there. So we're gonna stop trying to cry. So I celebrated my 24th. I was tapping into luxury. I was being an adult. It's like living home, I always feel like I gotta ask permission, even though I don't. I still felt that way, like, oh, I gotta ask, like, hey, I'm going out, like, hey, I'm doing, but I don't have to. And so booking that trip signified I'm going out, I want the world to know, you know, like all that. It was, yes. It's kick-started the era of solo travel. Like, y'all, I'm in my, even if you're not in your 20s, but I'm in my 20s, I want to see the world, and I want, whoa. My mom to see the world, my siblings to see the world. And that's another big reason why I'm going to fight to make and create a life of abundance for them, because I want to take my family to the motherland, right? I want to take my family to just so many places they can see the world, because I don't want to see it by myself. But the era of solo travel means that I will go see it by myself, but I am never, you have to put yourself first and foremost. You could never be what your family needs or what your loved ones need until you are full and complete with yourself. And so I've just been called onto this solo travel lifestyle, but it is on my heart to share those experiences with my family. So yes, era solo travel. All right, so you know, after the shift, we are only on 6. We got 8. Oh, this is about to be a... I hope that y'all are enjoying this video, y'all. As you can see, this is... wrote it down, but you know, you go on some tangents. But yeah, number 6. I thought Tulum was gonna usher in an era of like, da da da, I'm a new person. Da 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 da. No, 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 y'all. Once you open up yourself, once you step out and you are vulnerable, may it blame on the eclipses, God trying to put me through some trials and tribulations to grow me, all of the things, it's like, all right, let's really let go of some things. Let's really process some things. So I labeled number 6, October depression. You can throw that entire month away, like the whole month. The entire, goodbye, don't know you, no thanks. Like, throw it in the entire month away. Throw it away. So, but no, at the same time, no, I'm so appreciative of it because y'all, I just thought that that was it for me. Not on some like, I'm ending my life or anything like that, but just how could I ever be happy again? And I still battle, I still, you know, mental health is still a thing and I'm still going through it. It's only 4 months. I don't think that there's a time stamp to when you got it all together, but October, I watched so many, TikTok just made me cry. Baby TikTok, puppy TikTok, this TikTok, that TikTok. Like, I was just tears. Like, this is the most I have cried in my life. This is not just because of me quitting my job, it's compounded by a lot of different things, but October was a lot of tears. I was falling apart. As y'all can see, I'm filming this video, I'm falling apart, but like on the couch, blanket on, having to travel and feeling like a shell of myself, having to produce, and like I'm feeling myself change. I recognize now, but it hurts because it makes you so confused. You feel dark, you feel empty, you're like, what the heck is going on? Because when you open that door, when you open that purging, you don't get to control how and when things are let out. You just get to control how you mediate them. How you go, hello, oh hi, door number 5, no, ooh, door number 5, that hurt. I'm gonna process door number 5, that, ooh, all right, I gotta learn how to be accountable. Ooh, ego, ooh, okay, loneliness, ooh, jealousy, ooh, comparison. You just, ooh, and processing that and asking yourself, how do you want to elevate and become a better person through it? A word. So then 7 is November. It's November, oh, I need to do my French. But it's November 30th, last day. So I can say that November was half of a better month than September or October. September and October, to be honest. But November, yes. It was revival. It was getting out of that deep funk, like finally seeing some things clear up where I could be, you know, at peace or to smile a little bit more. So what happened in November? I booked a spontaneous trip to LA. Literally, I was on my phone or my computer at like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was watching a podcast that had Tiana Taylor in it. She mentioned her tour. Something told me to go to her Instagram, and I saw that she was doing a concert in LA because, you know, this is her final situation. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm booking a ticket. Got a ticket, then I booked the flight, and then for the next day, like Sunday mornings this happened. Monday morning is when I left. Like, understand. So that entire trip was beautiful. Also vlogged it if you want to watch. 2 is that I changed my mindset around money, y'all. This whole holding on, don't let go, holding on, don't let go is hurting me. Getting in the way of opportunities. Because I'm too afraid to invest in myself. Too afraid to push myself in my comfort zones. Money is not supposed to be this thing that I fear, this thing that controls me, but it's rather something that I use, right? And so spending it has been my battle. And these spontaneous trips have forced me to spend, but a lot of really beautiful things happened in LA that told me I'm gonna be okay. So that's sub point C, is that God sent me a central 3 messenger, not crying, but God sent me 3 messengers on that trip about just, I met a lovely young lady at, you know, the Tiana Taylor concert, and, you know, that could have gone left. That could have gone left. You know, a young woman, she, you know, just needed help navigating to get in the concert, and he had tacos later. She spent the night at the hotel, and she could have been a complete, you know, loon, but she wasn't, and paid, you know, for her value. You know, things could have gone left, but she was an upstanding, wonderful Black woman, and we were having such deep conversations. You know, she's 20, I'm 24, so, you know, I see myself as, you know, big sis, and just like, you know, talking about life and things like that, and she's asking questions, and she made a decision to, you know, leave Louisiana, move to California, and then to spontaneously book, you know, a concert ticket to go see Tiana Taylor as well. So here I am aligned with someone who also made this spontaneous decision, and someone who was also making that spontaneous decision to just bet on themselves into a younger version of me. Not me, I said that wrong. A younger version than myself, but I'm being paralleled with someone like that. And I'm meeting, literally when I got to the Staples Arena, the Staples Center, wherever this concert was at, right? She's the first person I've met, and we were in the line together, that mile-long line together, and we're talking, we're sharing stories, and, you know, she said that you are a good advice giver. You speak. When you speak, it feeds, and yo, it just, that was the trip for me. Like, the concert was excellent, but it was the interaction. There was something about that, and you know, that I feel really good about it. And so, Lindaria, if you're watching this, I really appreciate you. I really, really do, because you were a messenger for me. You were a messenger. Then there was another, my Lyft driver was, you know, a messenger. We had a good 45-minute conversation about just like social media and trends and whatnot. And he was like, yo, you need to do X, Y, and Z, because you, man, like, I could listen to you all day. And so I was like, okay, message number 2, and just my Cartier sales associate, she's like, your vibes are just a mess. So it was just like, if I hadn't booked this trip, I wouldn't have received this. Money translates to experiences. Money got me closer to messengers that I needed, that I would not have gotten in Sacramento. So I don't know if that got to somebody, but it needed to get to somebody. Something is pulling me to say this to you. D is manifestation. Manifestation, yo. Now that my manifesting journey has become so much clearer, I have another piece of paper, you know, journal here. I'm journaling so much more than I ever have journaled before. It's not perfect, but like, I'm doing it more than once a year. And I've written out what I'm manifesting for the next 2 years. And man, and I think that's what's brought me and my mom so much closer, is because I really appreciate her appreciating my journey and respecting it, and, you know, just believing in me. And like, Mom, if you are watching this, I want to say thank you. Having supportive parents who just want to see you be yourself and to go for it and to love you, you know, failed or success is a beautiful thing. And she did something really amazing, that if you watched the vlog and you saw me become a crybaby over, like, I really appreciate you, Mom. I really love you. And yeah, those are the moments for me. Those are the moments for me. And the last one, ooh, editing is gonna be fun, is jumping into new beginnings. The last month of the year, it's the last month of the year, and I'm jumping into new beginnings. I'm jumping into new beginnings. This last month is potent. This last month of the year is potent. And I've decided to view it as everything that is that I have worked on or worked toward letting go is staying here in 2021. It's not coming with me, but everything that I have gained, right? That courage, that faith, it's coming with me. And I'm being very intentional about how can I build those foundations? How can I carry that so when things get shaky in 2022 that I can hold steadfast, right? Woo, new year, new me on some real shit, y'all. Goals. I have goals. I'm not gonna state them here, but once again, moving in silence, y'all will see them when you see them. So point C is fears. I have so many. I am an anxious individual. Like I, fret the future way too much. I need to chill. But, fears that I have, and not letting those things disable me, but enable me, right? We can work through fear. Fear is a motivator. Fear is a reminder of what are the beautiful things and possibilities that we have in this one short life that we've been afforded, right? You were chosen. I've been chosen to be here. Why? Why? That is my task. And then letting go. I've been holding on to a lot of stuff. And 2021 has told me letting go. I let go of my toxic 9 to 5. I've let go of a lot of friends. I let go of a lot of mindsets that don't serve me. And I'm gonna keep letting go of things and not being a ride or die to this expectation that I think that I have to fulfill in this world. And so, yeah, y'all. That is the 4-month update. Took me about 40 minutes to get through, but I hope that you all enjoyed. I hope that this resonates with you, to the person that is going through it, to the person who has quit and is going through this roller coaster of emotions or some things that are similar to me. I'm with you, and it's all going to make sense at some point. Bad times don't last forever, neither do good times. But your peace, your essence, you're here. And I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you. The person who was on the edge, jump. Like, if you are on the edge because you have set up an exit plan, you've done the work, and now you're just holding on, you're just milking it. You just milking it, like maybe one more paycheck, maybe one more jump. And to the person who the seed has been planted, that this is your last year of working in this current 9 to 5, or the last year you will ever work a 9 to 5, get to building with the viciousness, because now it is the seed that you are investing in the rest of your life. So without further ado, thank y'all so much for watching this video. I am looking forward to Vlogmas, and ooh, we are starting on a banger, I feel. So thank y'all so much. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the post notification bell so that you can be notified every single time that I post. Y'all, send this to somebody. Somebody need to hear this today. Bye.